And they're going, well, whatever, Johnny likes everything,
Yeah.
you know? And
Right.
it's so funny because I am listening to that and I'm thinking, that is totally what I do. I say, and this is my favorite, I wear this one all the time, or this is my favorite, this me. And what she was saying was you want to use examples of your clients, your hostesses and customers. Say like, you know, I just bought a hostess who loved this so much in silver, she had to get it in gold. Or this is one of the top selling watches at my shows, or whatever, but using those personal examples of people that you know. And so that helps in our OPs too, of using people that we know who started off with only chili pepper and worked their way up to combos. It's going to be sad when chili pepper retires, if it ever retires.
Stop it!
Sorry.
You don't even know. When somebody puts that on at my show to do their fashion show part, I am like, I say, oh, that was my very first piece ever.
That is funny. Okay, so what's the next objection on that?
That was it. That was the last one on that page.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I didn't read that one off of here. I can read that one off of there.
Oh, I don't know any people?
Yeah.
Okay, let's see
What
the
they say
answer
for
to
I
that
don't
is.
know any people. All it really takes to get started in one or two is one or two family members, friends who are willing to invite their friends and neighbors over to play in jewelry. Tell them your premiere story. You can also ask them to do something in the next 2 days before you call them back. Tell them to call their friends and ask them that if I decided to sell Premiere, would you be willing to have a show for me? This works. When you call back, she'll say, wow, I called 4 friends and all of them said they would have a show for me.
Yeah. When I do that too, I do 4. I don't go for 6. I think 6 is a little overwhelming. It's kind of a lot. I tell people to try to get 4. Try to get 4 shows. Usually you know at least 4 people. 6 can be a little much.
Do you know the words I never say and never have said? Play in the jewelry.
Really?
It's a good line.
It's not my favorite.
I just said it the other day actually, and it was like the first time, and it felt sort of weird to me when it came out. I thought, did I just say that?
I say play in my jewelry box.
Yeah, I used
That's
to say
better.
that. Yeah, I'm a jewelry box.
But I hear that a lot from like the big
I say
ladies.
play with the jewelry. I guess I don't say in.
I just wanted to add that.
Yeah. Okay, there's more objections because I think this is a good one. This is kind of, okay, this is overcoming more sponsoring objections. One thing, I don't know if I've ever mentioned this or if we've ever talked about this before, but if people are asking you what the investment is before you've done the full OP, you don't ever want to give out that number. You don't want to just say it's $1,200 or it's whatever, without going over the whole thing with them. I had a lady at a show who just would not let it go. I mean, it was like embarrassing, and it was a big show. There was like 17 people there, and she was just heckling me, and just wanted to know. It turned out later that she was in another direct sales company, so it was sort of.
She just wanted to know.
She just wanted to know. But anyway, I didn't know that, and I thought she was a legitimate prospect and really wanted to know. And what I finally said was, I said, if you just called up Target and said, I want a red shirt, how much is it? Would you do that? Would you buy it over the phone, not ever seeing it, not knowing what you're getting for your money?
That's good.
I said, I want to sit down with you. I want to tell you what you'll be getting for your money. I'm not just going to tell you the amount without you knowing what you're going to get for it. And it finally made her stop.
That's
That
good.
was good.
Yeah, it is.
Red shirt at Target.
I'm writing it down. Pretty quiet.
Because it's true, I mean, sometimes it's sort of tough when people are pressuring you like that. I mean, I've had this a couple times where people they're like, well, just tell me, I just really want to know, just tell me, because I want to know if I can do this at all, because I just need to know how much it is. Before you tell me anything else, just tell me how much it is, because we don't have a lot of money, or blah, 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 whatever. And I won't budge. I do not budge. I do not tell people that.
Okay, so are you talking about like the whole investment? The
Yeah.
$395, the everything?
Well, and then when I started doing the ticket game, then
Yes.
when I changed up my sponsoring activity, and I was doing that, get a ticket if you
Yeah.
ask questions about the business. Of course, people are going to ask how much is
Yeah.
the investment. Then I was saying it's $395. It's $395 authorization and application to become a jeweler for 1 year. There's a lot of ongoing benefits included in this, and then there's a couple different ways you can get jewelry
Okay.
depending on what's going to
Yeah.
work for you.
I still don't do that.
Yeah.
I still tell them that I'd rather sit down with them.
Yeah,
At a
and
later
I've
date.
stopped doing the ticket game because I think it was almost too much information. Like it seemed, I think what it was is I think you were doing almost an entire OP, but then without any feedback, without knowing their objections and knowing what excites them and knowing anything from them. And I think it was giving people the information, but I felt like they were leaving with almost too much information without having that one-on-one to really, so I actually stopped doing it. I tried it for a while and then I stopped doing it. Now I'm going back to big money. I think it's good to give them.
I really like big money.
Yeah, I like big money. It's a
I
great.
went back to it too.
It's a great booking or sponsoring activity.
Try it.
And watch the video. It's 15 minutes. It's quick.
This one?
The Chinese. Yeah, it's, her name's Leah Mitchell. It's on the Draper
Where'd you
website.
get the Chinese?
She gives. I don't remember now, but she gives you the
gives it,
name.
okay.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. And maybe next time there'll be another one. Maybe. We'll see. Maybe I have one more back there. No point trying. Maybe. I'm not saying anything.
Maybe I'll borrow somebody else's.
Maybe. Okay, maybe.
For my
We'll
show
see.
Saturday.
Maybe I'll let you. Okay. Here's one. How about this? Has anyone ever asked you this? It seems like there's a lot of jewelry ladies in town.
All the time.
Has anyone ever asked you that one?
All the time.
And how do you respond?
At my very last one-on-one, that's what she was concerned because, actually my last two, well my mom did Mary Kay and she came here and just could not do it anymore because there were so many Mary Kay ladies, so she had to get out of it.
Mm-hmm. And we talked about that one. And my response to that would have been, okay, well, but that's Mary Kay.
Yeah.
And that would have been the end of it. You're not saying anything negative about Mary Kay. I would just say, well, that's Mary Kay and this is Premier, and Premier is very different.
Yeah.
It's two different
It's
products.
two different products, two different two very different companies, two different groups, appeals to different people in different ways, and if you wanted to, and it's not, you're not being negative about Mary Kay, it's fact, just keep it factual, and then you're not saying anything bad, but I would just say, the difference between something like Mary Kay, which is more of a need item, we need to wash our face. I don't know. I would consider that a need.
Yeah.
Maybe not. Versus jewelry, which is more of a want, is in Mary Kay, you have to know things about your product. You really have to be more of a salesperson, and you have to try to convince people to change something that they're already doing. You need to convince them you need to buy Mary Kay versus the $6 or $3, whatever, Clearasil at Target because of all these reasons. It's a very different product, and I wouldn't even get into a whole lot of that. I would just, if she was maybe pushing or whatever, but
As a matter of fact,
Mary Kay.
I went to the lady's house to drop off something or pick up something, and her mom was there. This was like a week or two later. And her mom was there, and I was like, okay, I'm going to say something. And I said, oh, hi. She introduced us, and she was holding her daughter's little boy, one or so. And I said, yeah, I'm trying to talk your daughter into being a jewelry lady like I'm doing. And she says, oh, she doesn't have time for that. She's got to take care of this one right here. And I was like, oh, okay, well, yeah. I don't remember what I said, but she just really caught me off guard.
Yeah.
She was just really short and I was like, oh.
Yeah, and what
That didn't work.
and what I probably would have said was, say, well, yeah, that's exactly why she needs to get away from her once in a while.
That's what I would have said.
And you know in that
I know, in that moment, I know.
Well, just like you on
It was
the
like
phone,
me
I
and the
was like-
earrings. I was
I
like,
totally was
you were
not
like,
expecting that,
yeah.
so I was like,
it's awkward, and it becomes, it definitely, yes, still, clearly, there are moments where I'm caught off guard, and I'm like, okay, sorry, whatever. But for the most part, you kind of develop your comebacks, because you start hearing the same
well,
things
I'm ready
over
for
and
that
over.
one. For sure.
There you go, you say, she needs to get away from him.
She needs a break.
She needs a
some
break.
time.
Mm-hmm.
And make some money
Yeah.
while she's had a break.
Yeah. Okay, so back to the saturation question. How do you handle that? What do you say?
I say that we we're lucky because we live in a community where there are people coming in and out all the time. There's always a new military family coming in, and there's one moving out. There's lots of snowbirds.